Now, there are some special case for the counter flow heat exchanger. Suppose in case of counter flow heat exchanger, delta T1 is equal to delta T2. The temperature difference at the inlet, it means TH1 minus TC2 is equal to delta T2, temperature difference at the exit, so that TH2 minus TC1 becomes the same. So at that time, in this equation, in equation of logarithmic mean temperature difference, if delta T2 and delta T1 are same, then this term will become 0, as well as this denominator becomes 0. So 0 by 0, so this value is going to be indeterminate. So at this time, we have to use L'Hospital rule. So putting the limit, which is tends to delta T2 tends to delta T1. Delta T2, value of delta T2 is just going to be nearby delta T1. Again, taking delta T1 common, so that delta T2 divided by delta T1 minus 1 ln delta T2 divided by delta T1. Now, let's delta T2 divided by delta T1 denoted by capital R. So this equation becomes limit delta T2 divided by delta T1. So R tends to 1. Again, this is delta T1. Instead of delta T2 divided by delta T1 denoted by R minus 1 ln R. Now, integrating and putting the limit, differentiating and putting the limit. So if we differentiate this, the differentiation, this R becomes 1, differentiation of 1 becomes 0. So this is 1 minus 0. So it is 1. Delta T1 remains as it is because we are differentiating with respect to R. So this delta T1 remains as it is. Log of something, 1 upon something. So differentiation of ln R, it is going to be 1 upon R. Now putting the limit, R tends to 1. So putting 1 instead of R, we will get delta T1, or we can say that the delta T2, or we can put delta T. So, in the case of counter flow heat exchanger, if delta T1 is equal to delta T2, if the temperature difference at the inlet, so that TH1 minus TC2 becomes delta 2 is equal to delta 2, so that TH2 minus TC1. So at that time, the value of delta Tm, value of logarithmic mean temperature difference, can be taken as either delta T1 or delta T2. Okay, so this is the special case for the counter flow heat exchanger. So for that case, Q is equal to UA delta T1 or delta T2, or you can denote by delta T.
Now, for solving numerical based on LMTD method, we have these 4 equations. First equation is energy balance equation. Q is equal to mHCpH, TH1 minus TH2, and for cold fluid mCCPC, TC2 minus TC1. Second is heat transfer rate by LMTD. So we have just derived this equation. Q is equal to UA theta m, or we can say that delta Tm, where delta Tm is a logarithmic mean temperature difference. For parallel flow, it is delta T1 minus delta T2 upon ln delta T1 by delta T2. For parallel flow, delta T1 would be TH1 minus TC1 and delta T2 would be TH2 minus TC2. And for counter flow heat exchanger, delta T1 would be TH1 minus TC2 and delta T2 would be TH2 minus TC1. So by using this 4 equation, we can solve numerical which is based on LMTD method to find out the area or length of the heat exchanger.
Now let's consider one example so we can easily understand parallel flow and counter flow heat exchanger. Consider a shell and tube heat exchanger constructed from a 0.0254 OD outer diameter tube to cool 6.93 kg per second of a 95% ethyl alcohol solution with specific heat 3810 joule per kg Kelvin from 66 degree to 42 degrees Celsius using water available at 10 degrees Celsius. So we know that this is the temperature from 66 to 42. So this is our hot fluid. The water is our going to be our cold fluid available at 10 degrees Celsius. So this is our inlet temperature TH1. Inlet temperature of cold fluid. So TC1 is 10 degrees Celsius. This is from 66 to 42. So TH1 is 66, TH2 is 42. This is specific heat of the cold fluid. So CPC, This is our CPH, specific heat of the hot fluid. At a flow rate of 6.30 kg per second, this is mass flow rate of the cold fluid, so this is the value of MC. This is mass flow rate of the hot fluid. The mass flow rate of the hot fluid is 6.93 kg per second, so this is the value of mH. In a heat exchanger, 72 tubes will be used. Okay. Assume that the overall heat transfer coefficient based on the outer diameter is 568 watt per meter square Kelvin. This is the value of capital U, overall heat transfer coefficient. Now calculate the surface area and the length of the heat exchanger for each of the following arrangement. First we have to consider parallel flow shell and tube arrangement, and then for the counter flow shell and tube heat exchanger. For both we have to calculate the surface area and the length of the heat exchanger required. So first we will calculate for the parallel flow heat exchanger. We have three temperature values, TH1, TH2 as well as TC1. So we know the value of TH1, TH2, mass flow rate of hot fluid, so that the mH, specific heat of the hot fluid. So from mH, CPH, TH1 minus TH2, we can easily calculate the value of the Q. So for the mH, CPH, TH1 minus TH2, putting this value in this equation, we will get Q, heat transfer rate for the hot fluid, which is going to be 633.7 into 10⁻³ watt. Now from this value we can easily calculate the unknown temperature of the cold fluid, which is TC2, by MC, CPC, TC2 minus TC1. So putting this value, or we can use the, from that equation, Q is equal to MC, CPC, TC2 minus TC1. In that equation, if we can easily calculate value of TC2. Remaining Q, MC, CPC and TC1 is known to us. So putting the value, we will easily get value of temperature of the cold fluid, outlet temperature of the cold fluid, which is going to be 34 degrees Celsius. Now we know all the values, four values of the temperature, mass flow rate of the both fluid, specific heat of the both fluid. So when we know all the values of the temperature, we can easily calculate the logarithmic mean temperature difference. So for parallel flow, this delta T1, it's going to be TH1 minus TC1. Delta T2 becomes TH2 minus TC2. So 56 minus 8. So delta Tm, logarithmic mean temperature difference for the parallel flow, PF, this shows the for parallel flow configuration, it is going to be 24.67 degrees Celsius. Now we know value of overall heat transfer coefficient U. We know the value of logarithmic mean temperature difference. We know the value of Q. So using this equation, Q is equal to UA delta Tm, we can easily find out the required surface area. So putting all the values in this equation, the unknown surface area becomes 45.2 meters square. This is the area of the heat exchanger. Now we know the tube surface area can be calculated by pi dl, and this is number of tubes. So here we know there are 70 tubes which is used. The outer diameter, we know the value of outer diameter. So we have to find out the length. We know the area is 45.2 meters square. So from this equation, we will get value of the length, which is 7.87 meter. So this is all answer for the parallel flow shell and tube heat exchanger. Now again we calculate the same for the counter flow heat exchanger. So the only difference from the parallel flow and counter flow heat exchanger is delta T1 and delta T2. In this case, as you can see, the value of TH1 is 66, TH2 42, TC1 10, and TC2, we have calculated value of TC2, which is 34 degrees Celsius. So as you can see, for counter flow arrangement, delta T1, which is TH1 minus TC2, and delta T2, which is going to be TH2 minus TC1, both are same, both are 32 degrees Celsius. So this is our special case. So whenever there is a delta T1 is equal to delta 2 for the counter flow arrangement, the delta Tm, the logarithmic mean temperature difference, is going to be same, either delta T1 or delta T2, so that is 32 degrees Celsius. So now we know the value of delta Tm, value of U is already given in question, we know the value of Q, so we can easily calculate the value of area, which is 34.9 meters square. Now using the equation for the length, area is going to be pi dl into number of tubes 72. So from this equation, the length would be 6.07 meter. So this is the numerical of the parallel flow and counter flow heat exchanger.